So, in our last episode, we were talking about the presence of God for vengeance. But the presence of God is not just for vengeance. Remember, this whole series is called Unlocking Your Blessings, and we're trying to understand why a lot of people have been praying and their prayers have not been heard. And one of the things that you must understand if you want to unlock your blessings is that this teaching on the presence of God is so powerful. Meditating on God's presence is one of the most powerful things you can do. Just say you don't read the Bible regularly, you don't know a lot of scriptures, or maybe somebody is illiterate and got born again and he can't quote scriptures. He can replace that lack of quoting scriptures with meditating on the presence of God. Just believing that God is with him, even though our earthly eyes can't see it. What does that do for us? The Bible said that will keep him in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on thee. The word peace, perfect peace, there means shalom, shalom, double shalom. The Hebrew rendering means perfect prosperity or peace of prosperity. So the presence of God brings goodness and prosperity. If I understand that the presence of God is always with me, even though I can't see him physically, things around me begin to work. Doors begin to open. Imagine that you are working with the president of the nation, right? And the president was gisting with you, holding you, his hands on your shoulder, and you guys were talking. Will anybody, even though he was a army general, come and harass you in the presence of the president? I think not. You see, doors that open to the president will open to you. In fact, many people will try to seek your favor because they know they might not be able to get to the president, but see, you have already gotten to the president. If they get to you, they will be able to get to the president. I remember I heard a story. A very wonderful lawyer was met. He was a successful lawyer. So many of you might have heard the story. Very successful lawyer. And this upcoming lawyer was trying to meet him and all of that. So one day he succeeded in meeting him, and he was telling him about bills and things that, he needed to do. And the lawyer said, "What do you want?" He said, "I want your help." He said, "Aya, follow me." And the man now, he said, "What's that?" He said, "Don't worry, just pretend we are talking." So he was like, I'm serious. The barrister was like, "Come on, I need help. I need connections. And you're here asking me, how's my wife?" And he said, "Don't worry, just follow me." And they were talking, and everybody could see them together talking now. After everything, he went into his office and said, "If you fail, it's on you." And the guy was like, "You didn't even really help me." But immediately he left the guy's office. Immediately he left. People flaunted themselves around him, left, right, and center. "Hey, sir, please, do you know this man? Do you know this man? We have been trying to get him." Somebody called him, say, "Yes, we have been trying to get him. He doesn't pick our calls. Our firm wants him to represent them. 400 million is the deal. We know he won't take. Can you take?" He got deals and deals and deals just by walking with that man and having everybody see that he walked with him. That is exactly what the presence of God does. If you think day and night that the Lord is with me, doors automatically will open for you. Prosperity will come. But finally, the most important thing about the presence of God is what I love to call elasticity. There's a topic, I'll teach about it later, but elasticity is that grace that makes things not to finish. I like to call it elastic money. Money in your hand will not finish. Resources in your hand will not finish. The presence of God does that. How do I know? In Revelation chapter 3 and verse 20, Jesus said, "Behold, I stand at the door and I knock. And if any man hear my voice and open for me, I will come in and I will sup with him and he will sup with me." Think about that. Jesus said, "You will come in and share of your food." I know you don't have much, but have you ever seen anybody Jesus shared a plate with that lacked? Thinking about the little boy with the 5 loaves and 2 fishes, he shared with Jesus. What happened? Jesus gave him a full stomach, fed 5,000 other people, and 12 loaves, 12 baskets. Those 12 baskets, nature tells you that the person that brought it will have to take them back home. So he got 12 baskets. Jesus also asked Peter, share your empty boat with me. Peter shared the empty boat with him, and after Peter had 2 boats full of fishes. Remember the widow of Zarephath? The same thing happened. God sent his representative Elijah to share with the widow her last meal. Elisha asked the widow, make for me first. And the widow did that, and we know the story. And that's why in this period of online bashing and all that they talk about churches and men of God, please try in as much as you can to stay away from it. You see, giving to a man of God is actually giving to God. Yeah, because these are the people that represent God. I mean, real men of God. I'm not talking about fake men of God. These are the people that represent God. And in another episode, I'll talk about that. But it's very important you understand. Elijah was representing God. When Elijah ate that widow's last meal, he shared. The widow and her family ate throughout the famine. There are so many people that have given to ministers of the gospel, and what they have expanded. But that's for another topic. What I'm trying to say is, when the presence of God is with you, if Jesus sups with you, you can never run dry. He said, I will sup with you and you will sup with me. So when we meditate on God's presence, he is part of everything we do. I remember one day I was meditating like this, and something wonderful happened. I was low on funds, very low on cash. And I told God, I said, you say you sup with me, so me and you have been eating my money. Now you also say I will sup with you, so share your own money, let us eat. And I said that jokingly, like seriously. In the evening of that day, some people visited me with large sums of money and huge gifts. And I was like, immediately I was thinking, I said, what's happening here? And I heard the voice, you said I should share it. So from that time I understood, as long as the Lord is eating with me, I can't lack. God bless you.